So guys, welcome back to the channel. Now I have another review. Did purchase this as Ross, as you can see on the tag right here, the $29.99. These headphones are normally $59.99 on SkullCandy's website. You can normally find it for a little bit cheaper if you're looking for sales like Amazon and other places. Let's talk about specs. Now I know some people are going to see the price tag and probably run away when you hear some of the features, but let me explain why. And again, we're going to unbox it together and actually tell whether it's actually worth the asking price. Now these do come with Bluetooth 5.2, not 5.3, which is nothing wrong with that, almost dropped them. 7 hours of battery life in the ears, 24 in the case, that gives it a grand total of 32. It does work with the Tile app. It does have fast charging, so 10 minutes will give you 2 hours of charging. IP55 sweat and water resistance for you gym runners, people running in the rain. Not that you would run in the rain with earbuds. If you get caught in the rain, you should be okay with it hitting it. Obviously not going underneath water, but definitely like sweat resistance, water resistance, you'll be perfectly fine. Now you do have hands-free voice control, which most headphones do. The app is compatible and necessary if you want to change features in the SkullCandy app, which is a free application. Stay aware mode, unfortunately, no active noise cancellation. Multi-point pairing, meaning you can hit this up with multiple headsets. I said hit it up. You can sync it up with a tablet, with your computer, like with different headsets together, so you don't have to constantly keep switching. Not a feature that I personally use because I don't care about that, because I have so many different headsets in general that I just have one for each designated option. Controls. You do have controls, track controls. You can do volume, phone calls, and I do believe you have the ability to switch it around in the settings, in the application. Now with that being said, $60 is a little steep in my opinion, but this is the rebranded SkullCandy. I did another review on a $20 pair, but these actually do very well in certain departments, and they've, you know, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I'll let you guys decide. Let me not fill your head with my ideas. Now with that being said, descriptions will be, timestamps will be in the description for people that want to skip to the part that they want to see. Let's get right into this review. Alrighty guys, so I'm going to show you what comes inside the box. Even though I already unboxed it myself, I actually like the way this lid looks. It's a USB-C on the bottom. We have a blinking indicator, which I believe lets you know the battery life along with the charging speeds. Not the charging speeds, but the charging life of the case. Red is normally when it's dying. Orange is when it's like in its midway, and when it's fully charged, you'll know. The flip case, I do like this right here. Very secure, very solid. When you shake this, oh. I'm glad I did that. I didn't do a shake test with this, and I'm glad I did. So if this falls down, it's probably going to pop open from a higher distance. You saw the orange light that just came on. As soon as you put them inside the case, the blue light indicator right here lets you know that they're together. And I think you might be able to sync them without taking them out the case, so you might have to. We'll check that in a second. I got a little cat hair on it right here. Yeah, listen, I am not restarting that part. As you can see, I ain't gonna shake it too hard, but when I shook it really hard, I was used to the J-Lab minis. I was shaking those like crazy in the video, and it didn't pop open at all. Unfortunately, this does not have a super secure case like from Falls, but again, it does snap shut, and it is secure for the most part from basic shakage. But when I did that, oh my gosh, I didn't expect that. Anywho, right here, the bottom, forgot I opened it from the bottom. I'm going to show you what normally comes inside the box. You have the USB right here, this tiny little USB. Some people will like this. I personally am not a fan of this, but I normally use the USB-Cs that I normally have inside of my house, and I just plug it directly up to the computer or wall outlet or whatever I choose to use. Now, on this side, just understand that this is very similar to the regular USB. It's not different. It may look different, but it plugs into a computer or wall no differently than anything else. It's just, it doesn't have that little housing to protect it the same way the other ones do. Outside of that, there's nothing wrong with this cable. It also comes with earbud tips, which I should have one more. The mediums already come on it. The larges are inside the box, but what I ended up doing, if I can get it out, there we go, is I actually ended up putting the large tips on the headset because it just didn't give me the quality of sound that I wanted. It wasn't quite there to the thump, the bass. So I had to put the large tips on it. I'm using the ones that originally come with it. As you can see right here, try to focus. I'm using it OnePlus N30, so it only has 30 frames instead of 60 like the Samsung. I get a Samsung back to my wife. But yeah, it's all right. It's not bad. It actually feels very comfortable, believe it or not. Even though this part is super chunky right here, I will show you how it fits. This right here is the part that goes into your ear. This part sticks out. So for those people out there a little terrified looking at it, no, don't worry. It's not going to go directly all into your ear and hurt you. Now, you do have the application right here in order to how to sync this. I am going to open this part right here, and I'm going to, matter of fact, I'm going to cut away, and I'm going to show you how to actually use this in a moment. The instructions for you guys out there that want that, because it's easier to do it this way, it shows you right here. Here we are, how to actually sync the earbuds. Pause that for the part of the video that you need to see. I don't know if this will allow you to do it, but I want to put this here for the QR code people. They try to figure that out. Right here we have the instructions, which is the double tap, one tap, double tap, hold, and then press. We'll press it then hold. I am not doing that. But that's how you put it in pair mode. That's why it's so difficult. And then we have this right here. So resetting your earbuds for the people out there that are having pairing issues. This is the section right here that will help you with that. Now, with that being said, I'm going to show you guys how to actually sync these bad boys. Other side is just a different language. So I'm going to show you how to sync these bad boys. It's very simplistic and easy. Let's get right into it. All right, guys. So like always, the syncing process for this is going to be super, super easy. I'm going to walk you through it right now. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to try to sync it two ways, one of two ways. The first one is with certain headphones, you could just pop the case open like these guys right here. All I had to do with these Soundcore anchors is open the case. They will automatically sync. Now, for SkullCandies, again, it depends on the brand of the quality, the tier. This is more so the entry level, but the reason the price tag is a little bit higher than others is because of the multi-point, the IP55 rating, and I'm not going to say the battery life because that's pretty much standard, but these do have rapid charging, so you know when you add up little features in there and SkullCandy's branded names is why it's expensive. Now let me shut up. I'm going to pop this case open, and it might be syncing right now. We're going to check that in real time together. And for anybody wondering, I actually gave this tablet to my wife for video purpose. I just set a Sailor Moon picture because she likes Sailor Moon. I actually got her the, well, actually no, she bought me the cat for the display. We'll talk about that in another video. Anywho, go to settings. We're going to go to Bluetooth. Oops, went to apps. My bad. Don't get mad at me, people. Mistakes happen. Bluetooth. I'm going to go to pair new device. Now it's open as is. And we want to see if it pairs. If it does not, that means that we have to take this out of the case and let the right bud sync to the left and the left sync to the right, which it can be used independently for you guys that are wondering. It's not like the old-fashioned headphones where you only can use the right earbud and then the left later. No. We have passed that in technology. So it looks like it's not going to search it. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is take this out of the case. I'm going to take this out of the case. I'm going to let them both sync to one another. It's blinking. Looks like they're communicating. All right, let's see if it still finds it or not. It should find it. I might have to do another search, unfortunately, but it should find it. Yeah, these take a minute to get put into sync mode. It actually takes a while. All right, so right here, it pops up immediately. It's not immediately, but after, I don't know, 7 real seconds, it actually says the mod headphones right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and click those. I was probably going to ask me to, you know, allow access. You don't have to allow access to call history stuff. Some headphones with Google, when you try to use the Google voice and things like that, you need to access the call voice and call history. But for you people that don't care, don't worry about it. So, did it sync or did I take too long? I think I took too long. Press it again. Pairing. Yeah, I was yapping my mouth. There we go. It is connected that fast, 100%. So, with that being said, you do have to take these outside of the case. Place them down in your hand or somewhere near the headset within 30 feet or so. It will sync it, it will find it, and then you're good to go. So it's a very simplistic process. If you're confused about this, again, message me on this YouTube page and I will do a separate tutorial, though this should be good enough. But like I said before, if you look into the setting right here, let me just double check for people that are wondering. Right here where it says resetting your earbud to resolve pairing issues, this is the process that you will do in order to reset it. And that way you're able to reset the earbud manually. Now, with that being said, let's get over to the next section, the part that you're here for, and that's actually music quality. All right, guys, music time. So I'm going to play a song, Lil Wayne, Love Me by Drake featuring Future. Older song. I know you guys heard this before. I think this is well over a year. This is back before Degrassi Drake, I guess. I don't know how long ago it was, but oh man. But anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and take these earbuds out of the case and let you know how long it takes to actually sync. All right, so you'll hear a little ding noise as soon as you pop them in. Still hasn't synced yet. All right, says connected. It'll actually let you know when the headset is in fact connected. Now, with that being said, there is no equalizers whatsoever. I'm yelling. It's hard to hear a little bit of these in my ear. Anyway, let me lower my voice. There is no equalizer currently on this tablet. It has one, but I'm just using strictly YouTube. I didn't change any settings. Everything is in its raw form, literally, from when the box was first opened. Now, like I said before, I've already used these for a little while, over a week, of course, and this is just more so my assessment of the headset with my daily routine. Yeah, my daily routines involve actually taking the headset out every single day, using it at work, using it on a train, using it on a scooter, and just seeing if I could use this as a primary main for my lifestyle. And if it works for me, it'll probably work for other people. Now, with that being said, let's get into it. And alcohol, I got some down, I can call. Ball till the day I fall, ball till the day I fall. All right, so far it sounds pretty good. Wait for the beat to drop. All right, let's see it. Okay, sounds pretty good so far. Well, it could be better, to be honest with you. Okay, good enough. How do I describe this? To be honest with you guys, let me take these out of my ear. You know what's funny? When I first purchased these, originally, I didn't. Well, I'm sorry. When I first saw these headphones, it was around the time that there's another pair of SkullCandy headphones that actually cost $20. They had like an 8-hour battery life. I forgot what they were called, but there was another pair of SkullCandy headphones that Walmart sold, I think exclusively at the time, outside of the SkullCandy website. At least that's where I first found it. And they had amazing battery life. And the quality of music was just really up there. And I thought that SkullCandy came back. Now, again, I'm not sure what year this was made. I believe it was the same year as that one. I gotta figure out what it was called. But anyway, the music quality isn't quite there. Now, there are some SkullCandy headphones that will blow you out of the water in terms of music quality. I could definitely tell that they did not use the same drivers in these. They did not put the same amount of dedication in the quality of sound that they normally do with headsets that they sell for this price tag or a little bit cheaper. And that may sound odd to you. You may sound like, oh, Ian, you didn't give it a good enough listen. No, I really did. And every time I use these, you got to understand. Let me show you something. When you have rubber tips this big, these are the largest tips you can get inside the box. And I have used these with different earbud tips. I've taken off the ones on these, and I switched them because I like certain earbud tips anyway that I keep as regulars for every headset that I use, as long as it's within reason. Because certain earbuds have the special type of rubber tip that you can only use, and they do that on purpose to sell you more. Apple is, Samsung does it too. But the quality of music, it's not that it's not clear. It just sounds a little muffled. Let me explain. It's like when you hear bass, right? You can feel the bass, but it's not quite where you want it to be. It's kind of like when you listen to a TV. The TV quality is really, really good, but you got to turn it up a couple notches in order to get it to the sound that you want. But as you keep hitting a notch higher, you start realizing what is lacking. And what's lacking is the fact that the bass isn't overpowering. SkullCandy is very good at overpowering bass. To me, that's their signature. Now, overpowering doesn't mean that it overpowers every other aspect like vocals and instruments and things like that. It just means that that's their defining feature. They toned it down in this headset. I don't like that at all, because now that they toned it down, it's making me listen to the vocals. The vocals still sound like they take a back seat, where it's clear, but it's not quite sharp. You know, something could be very clear when you listen to it, but you could tell the difference between sharpness. I'll try to give you another analogy as best as I can. If you guys ever use FL Studio, you ever notice that if you ever made a beat or you ever heard music like back in the day, matter of fact, let's use this one. Music back in the day had some really good beats, but it wasn't clean. The technology wasn't there. Even if the DJ or the engineer was amazing at his job, he only could do so much with what equipment was in front of his face. That's what I feel like about this headset. Where if Dr. Dre used them, he could still make the beat that you hear today. But the problem is that there's better software now. SkullCandy has done better than this already, even with prior older headsets. So they tried to balance out all the sounds. That's not what you do. That's not your calling. Like a $30 pair of Soundcore Anchors A20i sound better than this musically, and that's saying something. And that's substantially cheaper. Yeah, you might have a couple more features. The case looks nice. The little battery meter on the bottom and things like that look really nice. USB-C, sure. But to be honest, you should have added wireless charging if that's the case, because I don't think that these are better than other headsets at all. Now, for the price tag I paid, the $29, it'll sound wonderful. But even if I pay $29 for these, and then you pull this out, this is a $100 headset that was being sold for $24.99 at Ross, and every single aspect of this is better than this. It's not one. That's not. Whether it's battery life, whether it's style, well, no, not style. The style in this I think is definitely better. My wife makes fun of this, but it just doesn't. It's not bad. So if you buy it, you'll like it. I think a person that is familiar with SkullCandy, it will be right on the money with this, and they'll understand what I'm saying too when I say that it just feels like they toned down every aspect of vocals, instruments, quality in general. Like it just lowered. Like the max volume isn't even the max volume of what SkullCandy headphones normally are. Maybe it's just me, but that's how I feel, especially when I try so many different headsets out. It's not to make fun of this, but $60 is a reach. Now, with that being said, let's go over to the next section, and that is going to be how it looks and feels while wearing them. So guys, don't mind me. I just got my onesie on. My wife sleeps. Our bed is by the window, so she sleeps with it on all the time. It's a draft, like a slight draft, so I just keep a onesie on. Believe it or not, she bought them. Everything she buys me is superheroes or anime. I don't want to be asking for it. I get it anyway. I appreciate it. But anyhow, this is the headset right here. As soon as it pops in, like I said, they fit in very comfortably. Now, they do have a stay aware mode, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit in the next section when I show you how the application actually works. But so far, they feel good. I don't have any issues in terms of discomfort within the first hour. After that, if you're blasting music past 50% with the rumbling, it is going to make your ears a little bit sore. At least it did that to me. Other people might be different. Everyone's tolerance is entirely different. And like I said before, when you pop these in your ear, right, which we have to talk about size right here. There we go. When we talk about size of them, for me, it fits perfectly fine. I like this. This is one of the few in-ear headphones that are this size that actually are comfortable, because the whole thing doesn't have to go into your ear. It's just the part that we talked about earlier, where it's just this little section right here goes into the ear. This part sticks out. And I think they feel comfortable. If you wear them for long periods of time without playing anything or occasional phone calls, especially if you don't want to constantly take it in and out of your ear, you want to leave it in because of the long battery life. Again, I haven't had really any soreness, little discomfort from time to time here. I think at Mark, after an hour of listening, like podcasts, laughing, ear horns, Joe Budden Network, Rory and Maul, stuff like that, Joe Rogan, it did get a little sore because I had it higher than usual. When I just listen to my music when I'm at work, I normally keep one earbud in my ear and I play not soft music, but lower music, instrumentals, things like that. I didn't really feel the discomfort until about hour 2 or hour 3, depending on what I was doing exactly. It does matter, obviously, how you're feeling, if you have any ear aches, soreness in your ear, cuts, anything like that. I did have to kind of factor some of that in because I did have a little cut in my left ear. So I, for video purposes, which I probably should have did, I did put them in my ear like a little sore. It was like my cat keeps attacking my ears, not like a nasty sore, but they're comfortable. They feel good. I mean, obviously people are going to be able to see that you have earbuds. The SkullCandy logo is over everything. That's product placement. It is what it is. It's fine. I don't think you'll have an issue with this. Alrighty guys, so this is a two-part video. Right now what you're hearing is the sound audio quality, the recording quality of this headset. So if you're doing phone calls, this is what it's going to more likely sound like. Understand that it does also depend on your data carrier, whether you have Verizon, still using Boost Mobile, hopefully God you're not, T-Mobile, Metro by T-Mobile, AT&T, any major carrier or minor carrier. Some have HD calls, some don't. So take that with a grain of salt, but this will be how the recording is going to sound with the headset itself. Also, we're going to look at the application. So right here, the moment that you sync your headset, automatically it's going to search for your headset when you sign into the SkullCandy app, which is absolutely free. It knows that I'm using the mod right now. So if we scroll down right here, this is stay aware mode. You can actually turn that off if it allows me to. Can I swipe it? Okay, I know it's on. Oh, okay, it's actually turned it on. So what stay aware does is, like I said, it amplifies external sound to maintain awareness of your surroundings. So if you have your headset in your ears, you're not playing music. Let's say you're not playing any music. You can actually hear more of the cars going past. You can hear conversations with other people. In theory, you could take these headphones, you could keep them in your ear and not have to worry about taking them out for inconvenience to talk to somebody else. I don't know what it is, but people in the world love tapping you for whatever reason whenever you decide that you want to have headphones in, because they want to ask you questions around that time. But anyhow, this is how the application looks. This is the volume of the headset right here if you choose to use it that way. You do have equalizer settings, music, podcast, movie, and you do have a customizable one where you can actually change it however you want. And when you tap it, it'll actually say movie, podcast mode, music mode. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and turn stay aware off. You have your budding settings, multi-point pairing, which it walks you through how to actually do that right here. It shows you how to actually set that in sync. Now, I personally don't use multi-point. Like I said before, I have multiple headphones, a lot of headphones, an overabundance of them actually. So I have one for each reason. You have your button mapping. So right here, you can actually change these. So if you go ahead and tap that, you can see what these do for the left and the right ear. You have the option to switch that around. Right now it's volume up and down. You have activate assistant. You can make it where it does nothing, because sometimes people have the accidental touches on their headsets and they don't care for touching headphones. They just pull out their phone or their watch and just change the song that way. That's what I normally do. But for now, I'm just going to leave it like so. You can change the right ear, left ear. You have the option between the triple press. Right now it's nothing. You could do assistant mode, which I'm just going to put on assistant mode. Actually, no, I can change it a little bit more. I'm going to put stay, in fact, I'll just do none. To be honest, I wouldn't really use that anyway. I'm not going to lie to you, I wouldn't use triple press. You hold for 1 second, track backwards, track forward, tap twice for up and down. Now, normally it's one single tap. Here we go. Here's a single tap. Single taps is pause and play. And I'm going to assume that single tap probably answer phone calls also. That's how it normally works, or worst case scenario, it'll be a double tap to answer phones. So that is how you actually change the settings and the buttons. So for the people that in a part of the video that saw the instructions, that's just the physical instructions. For the people that don't want to necessarily use the application here allows you to change and do a lot more. You have clear voice mic. I mean, that just tells you it has a clear voice mic. I don't know why that's there. That's weird. But I guess, anything to add features. Outside of that, that's pretty much the application. It doesn't look like there's any, I'm trying to see if there's any settings that allow you to actually change do any type of software updates. I don't see anything like that. Maybe it does have one. Maybe I'm not seeing it. But either way, this is all it is. It just tells you the battery life of the headset, left and right, things like that in the application itself. What I will also say is if you go to the settings of your regular Bluetooth, right here, depending what phone it is, it'll actually show you the battery life of your headset while you're using it. Each phone is different. Some do, some don't. Apple also shows you if you put up that widget, it'll show you the battery life of whatever headset you're using on the left hand side. So to each their own. With that being said, very simplistic application, not many features, like I said, outside of multi-point and fast charging, which kind of makes it a hard sell for $60 whopping dollars, but at $29.99 definitely is still. Just so you guys know, I will put a link in the description for people that are interested in purchasing this on Amazon. That's probably the safest way to get it. With that being said, let's go on to the last section. So let me talk about the good before I talk about the bad, because there's a whole lot of bad. The good is that they did make a solid headset. It looks good, in my opinion. I like this look. Some people, my wife thinks this looks childish and kiddie. That might be the case, but SkullCandy has never made a professional looking headset. This is their brand. Their logo's over everything. Call it tacky if you want. I do like the way it looks. You have USB-C, no wireless charge or anything like that. 7-hour charges of battery life. I did make a mistake earlier. It's 34 hours total. I think I said 32 or something like that. I made a mistake. The call quality wasn't bad at all. Granted, it's not AirPod quality. It's not Galaxy Buds quality. It's not trying to be those things. But we do have to talk about the elephant in the room. This is not worth $60, and I'm going to explain why. Even the hardcore SkullCandy fan cannot justify this purchase. If it's 29 bucks, if you get it online, 14, 15, 20, 30, at the most 30. Yes, it's worth it. This doesn't have active noise cancellation. This has no features whatsoever for this asking price outside of multi-point. And quite frankly, multi-point is not worth $60. The price hike, it's not. For you guys that's wondering why I'm being so harsh on it, let me say this to you. I expect more from SkullCandy headphones. If you look at Galaxy Bud, the FEs, they're $100 regular price. Literally for $30 more, you could get a substantially better headset in every single aspect outside of battery life. Now, for the people that don't care about Galaxy and is looking for something affordable, I'm going to show you something that I guarantee you probably don't know about. These right here are the OnePlus Bud. Let me make sure you get the name correctly. OnePlus Bud 2s, right? 2 Nords, I believe they're called, or Nord 2s. That's what they're called, OnePlus Nord Bud 2s. These have 36 hours also inside the case, actually 2 hours more. These have active noise cancellation. These has IP55. This has fast charging too. This uses USB-C. When you look at this feature, it has ambient noise. It has active noise cancellation that we talked about. To be honest, I find this to be substantially more comfortable in the ear than these by far. This is a superior headset. Why does this have all the features that every other headset has, but this has absolutely nothing except for multipoint? Who cares about multipoint when the point is to have sharper call quality? That matters to me. If you're in a Zoom meeting, some people use AirPods and Galaxy Buds for meetings. Some people use over-the-head headsets. Some people just want to use their regular everyday earbuds. This does a very good job in audio quality. I have a video on this. And to be honest, I should redo these because they're at a reduced price at $29 right now on Amazon. And they're normally priced $59.99. Identical prices, but this is mediocre compared to this. Music quality blows this out of the water. Get out of here with this nonsense. SkullCandy, in my opinion, has lived off their good name for decades. That's why they're still here. Now, JBL tried that nonsense, but they're still amazing in speakers. They have a quality in music that is just, I'm not going to say it's unmatched, but it's top tier, especially for the asking price. So I understand that. You could get JBLs, right? Their speakers are amazing. A lot of stuff they do is amazing. Instead of Bose, and you'll be perfectly fine. Even though the quality isn't quite there, it's still high quality. You know what you're getting. But with SkullCandy, it is disrespectful to sell these for $60. And like I talked about before, they have other headphones on their website that they have for $20 that was brand new. I think they upped the price to like 20 something now, 27 or 30. But the point is that have better sound than this and a better fit. That it's a stem design. I actually did another review on a SkullCandy headset on my channel that had better reviews within the last month or two. I don't understand how they came out with this and thought that this was good for the customer. It's not. This is a money grab. This is the Meek Mill and what's his name? The fat dude. He got skinny. Rick Ross album that they recently came out with. That is nothing but a money grab. They knew they wasn't trying with that album. I heard that too. Stop it. This is disrespectful. Now at the $30 price tag, yeah, it's decent. But when you go up to $60 and add taxes and stuff, you're in between $50 and $100. And unfortunately, there is far too many headsets in between that time, that price point, that blow these out of the water. That's why I said I can't consciously say someone should buy these. The only way you buy them is if you're at Ross and you need a headset and you're like, oh, cool, gift for somebody. Yeah, they're not horrible. They're just underwhelming in the series of headsets in this price range. If you would have told me $40, I would have said, yeah, they're not bad. Get them. If you would have said $35, even $29.99, yeah, absolutely. But not on sale for $29.99. No, they should be $29 regular anyway. OnePlus makes a superior bud. The only downside to this bud is if you're not using a OnePlus phone, you got to use the Hey Melody app, which some people don't want to download an extra application. And there's nothing wrong with that. But outside of that, no, absolutely not. I will not disrespect my audience by telling them to buy these. Granted, I used them for well over a week. Even this weekend, also in Thanksgiving weekend, I used these. And every time I used it, every time I blast music, whether it's rock, whether it's Drake, whether it's whatever, it was always lacking in sound. It was just like, why? Like it felt like they were being held back behind a paywall. It felt like I got to download DLC to get the full feature of the headset. I don't like that. These aren't good. They're not good. They're okay. They're not $60 good. They're $30 good. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of this review. Hopefully, what I would suggest is listen to other reviewers first, because someone else will tell you, oh, the sound is so amazing. Oh, I love it when I walk down the street. And they might, I don't know, they might. But for me, the guy that has how many headsets, this is disappointing. This is very disappointing. And they should, and listen, I may have broken my chance to ever be a SkullCandy sponsor, and that is perfectly fine that this is what you're going to release to the people. Do not disrespect your customers after over a decade and many years of service. Do not give them this. This is wrong. And you know the crazy part? They have, I think, the Push Ultra version of these, which are way better, the over-the-ear ones. Also, $29.99 at Ross. Go buy those instead. No, absolutely not. Like and subscribe, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. This is just wrong. I don't like that they did this, and they should apologize to everyone that is involved with I don't even know how to say. I'm just making stuff up at this point. This is the end of the review. Like and subscribe like always, and I'll see y'all in the next one.